in the backwoods where the wild hearts play, living life the redneck way, come what may.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Redneck Roundtable. Today's episode is a part 2 from last episode where we talked about chainsaws and other incidents that happen in our lives. Please remember to like and subscribe below, and we will talk to you soon. I hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, y'all.
Got my old truck running. It's a beast on the road.
All right, so Jeff, we're at Husqvarna, number 1, Stills, number 2, or Steel, and then Vevor is going to be 3.
Vevor.
So let me ask you, since
That's
you're such
gangster.
So you're an expert on these chainsaws. So what is Still's big bad boy claim to fame chainsaw? What's the model of this thing?
You know, honestly, they just came out with a new one. I've been checking it out, and I would honestly buy it. I mean, I have nothing against them, but they came out with a 400.1. And
so what was the old one though? Like an 8? It was what was it? An 880 something?
Well, are you talking like the largest one?
Yeah,
I think it was an 880.
Yeah, so there was the 880.
Yeah, I mean,
do you need a whole group of midget pygmies to carry this 400.1?
No, the 400.1 is really small. It's only like a 60cc saw, but like they done a lot of work to it. It's a real
ported, polished.
Like it's like
professional
a race saw
expansion
you can
chamber.
buy, to run every day. Like it is a badass saw. All magnesium piston, everything. Like it's light. They did a good job on it. But yeah, as far as the largest saw 880, did I know of that they make?
So what about the knockoff 880? I can't remember what they're called.
I know it starts with an H. I'm trying to think what it
is.
is.
The blue saws.
Yeah,
the blue saws that are like a fraction of
I got nothing for them.
Yeah. All right.
I'm serious. I mean, they're $300. I mean, maybe if you can get a couple logs out of them, that's good. But I don't know.
What about you, Jerry? I know you're cutting some trees up out of the
camp.
What
kind of saw you got?
What are you running?
Husqvarna.
What size? What bar?
It's a 550, I think it is. And I just bought a brand new one. Someone sold me a brand. I'll bring it up and show you. Brand new one, still never been used.
That's 550. My girlfriend uses that.
I know.
Pretty cool.
It's good for the camp, though.
She said my girlfriend uses it.
No, I got 2 actually, and I do have a steel a limmer. I love that thing.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the top handle. Mm-hmm. It's an arborist. So
yeah, I love that thing. Nice. I can just cut, and I'm getting good at it. I'm gotta learn how to sharpen the saw yet.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it yet, but
dude,
I'm getting there.
I'll show you.
Okay, cool. I really do need some lessons.
Yeah, I've done a lot of
research.
Because
what I did, I bought that steel thing that sharpens it automatically.
Yeah, there's
junk as hell.
Yeah, it's not automatic, and there's a method to doing it.
I know, but
it works really well when done properly.
I just got all these chains down there, and I'm tired of buying chains. I need to learn how to start sharpening.
I got a really nice sharpener around here somewhere. It looks like a miter saw. That you
I got one of them down home too. Someone gave me. I don't know how to use it.
So to start the fight, and I know you'll go against this. How do you feel about the battery chainsaw if you wanted a smaller?
It'd be good for a camp.
I have one.
They definitely have their place. They absolutely have their place.
Like for doing little trimming and stuff, I use that battery saw all the time. Instead of mixing gas, doing all this stuff, you just plug the battery in and hit the trigger. I mean, it's...
Well, I got the same theory as you. Well, it's not chainsaw, but Billy came down my house. I bought an electric lawnmower, and I only got a little yard. I'm saying, why store
it electric or battery?
It's battery, I'm sorry.
Okay. I mean, there is...
It's a battery one, but I use it because my yard's so small. Why am I storing gas for just a little yard,
I bought a battery one to cut my banks.
And I just put that thing in. Billy was, tell you, it only takes 10 minutes to cut my grass. Electric one's perfect. Or, I'm sorry, battery.
Yeah, I have a battery. I cut my banks with it. It's nice. I don't have to drain the gas or do change. I just put a battery in the thing. I cut my banks. Yeah, I'm done.
And they're amazing, man. There's some out there that are great.
They work.
And another thing is too, like depending on what brand you get, they're interchangeable with a ton of other tools. Your leaf blowers, hedge trimmers.
Yeah, I mean the Ego ones. I mean all their line. Milwaukee. I think Makita has them too.
Your string trimmer.
The wall. Yeah, all those.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely nice and quick. And Fred, I just was explaining that to Fred today, as a matter of fact. I told him, I said, for the amount of weeding that I really have to do here, because I can pretty much get most of my stuff with a tractor, but for the little bit that I have, I said, I'm tired of messing with the weed eater and then having to get gas, 2-stroke mix.
I've had a battery weed eater for 3 years, and seriously, like right now I can go out, just put 2 batteries in it, Go on. Like, I mean,
so now
it's great.
is there any battery that would like cut that hill, for instance?
Well,
Battery power.
I mean, you buy none of them are going to cut that whole bank in one shot.
Logan.
So like it probably wouldn't be It wouldn't be beneficial for like a landscaping company to have one if they're doing like big areas.
Well,
It
I mean,
depends.
I bet you find out most landscaping companies have them because they have a bunch of small residential stuff and
Right.
they don't even pull that gas one out.
I'll tell you what, like tree service guys that get up in trees, a lot of them use battery saws instead of getting up there being tied off to trying to start a saw.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
I mean, all you do is hit a trigger, like going up there. I mean, imagine hanging off a rope on a tall tree and trying to start a saw and it won't start.
What song would you sing while you're hanging off the rope?
Help.
That's a song?
Well, it'd be my song.
It'd be your song?
Yeah.
So let's. I'm just curious right now. You guys can keep on going. I'm going to find the help song. Let's just hear what Jeff's song would sound like.
Can you get the rap version of it?
Listen. I'm straight pushing. I'm putting it in the search, and that's what we're going.
Billy, that's going to be one of our songs now. We'll have to make you a song.
So what we're going to have to do is maybe we're going to have to get everybody together, and this crow likes this a lot. Yeah. That's a song.
That's a great.
That's
That's
a tree. I need help right there.
That's it right there.
So if you guys don't hear nothing but that song playing, I need help.
You need help.
The harness has got my taint all chafed up.
The harness has got my taint.
We got to write that
down.
You just got your new song. We're gonna write you a song.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. It's one on the list right now.
Yeah, we're gonna write you a song.
That's great. I love it.
Everybody's gotta have a
But I
song.
want it to be a little
Freddie's
more,
be puff puff give. Now yours is.
I want it to be a little screechy, like he said. Like,
What would Logan's song be? I farted again.
Something with school bus.
I farted again.
oh,
The wheels
say
on a bus
no,
go
Win.
round and round, round and
listen,
round.
so how about this? We have a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We get all these guys. You never ran a chainsaw. You need help.
Wait a minute.
Bro loves it.
Wait a minute. What was your song again? My taint.
I need help.
I know help is, but what did you say it was?
The harness got stuck
my
in his
harness in
tank.
the tank or something like that.
My harness has my taint.
The harness has my taint all chafed up. I need help.
Oh yeah, Jeff's got a song now.
I love it. I feel special right now. I start crying. Just bear with me.
Are you going to enter in Ogilvy's hot sauce contest this year?
No.
They have a hot sauce contest?
Ogilvy doesn't have it, but the Paul Bunyan show, they have it.
Oh, you're entering it this year.
No, I can't. I ain't got the badass saw like you got. I got some good saws.
You
but I
just
don't have
showed
that
me some $2,000 saw that you just bought over there.
$2,000 ain't nothing.
We could
Well,
probably.
but you're going to go. You're going to go represent the Redneck Roundtable in this competition.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Okay.
we
The
could
Paul
probably
Bunyan
write
show.
some code to make that saw really hot.
Listen,
Yeah.
Actually, like, I tell you what, we got all these dirt flakes here. Why can't we, with your skills, Adam, we'll fab up a motor. The guys do
Absolutely.
it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm all for
Have
it.
you ever seen the VA powered chainsaw?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
The guys get up over and they're like, ah, boom, right through there.
I'm
What happens
all
if you
for
drop
it.
that one on your foot?
I think it's going to be a problem.
Okay.
Imagine the kickback on that thing.
Hey, you wouldn't even see it coming.
Ping! They're
Gone.
Disqualified. So listen. So what do you think about having a chainsaw show?
Shoot out?
Yeah.
Just do like a
No,
little...
no, just a show. Like we could bring Freddie here. We could teach
No,
him
wait a minute.
how to
Yeah.
run a saw, and then we can get Logan out there. Be like,
I-
dude, this is a chainsaw. I'll bring my big one over.
Yeah.
I'll let him run it for a while.
I'm all for it.
Then we
Let's
can
go.
do the
we may
sharpening
want to
of the
video
saw.
it.
Oh, no doubt. The whole thing's going to be...
Then the
What do you think,
sharpening.
Logan? You be good about that, running my big saw?
I'll run it.
run a chainsaw. I just haven't used one in years.
You think he can handle that saw?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have insurance?
It's a big saw.
We got.
Do you
He's
have
got
in-
PEIA, so I don't know how good it is.
Wait.
Hey, bring your
Are you
Sanders.
saying your chainsaw's gonna kill me?
It's big.
Bring your
It's,
Sanders that you built that shelf with.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say I hope it don't.
Your shelf.
What?
Yeah, the shelf you built from.
Remember the shelf you built out of your,
Yeah. What
your
about it?
sander?
What about it?
Bring that. Show those guys how to demonstrate how to do what you did with that
Yeah.
sander.
Oh, okay.
Drywall sander. He built a shelf.
What?
It's another story.
Okay, I have questions.
No,
Okay.
we'll go through that later.
All right, so
you
yeah,
give
we'll do that. Definitely.
We'll get some trees out there.
We'll
Freddie, he can bring
we'll-
the wild thing up.
Yeah, Freddie can do
Make
a
sure we put the chain on
tutorial.
correct.
Well, he
I
can
already
do a
did it.
tutorial on how to install a chain on
Yes.
a chainsaw.
We won't harm any live trees in this
And the
podcast.
sharpening. We'll do the sharpening.
We won't harm any live
We won't-
trees in
yeah.
the podcast.
They'll all be down.
I got a couple still up at the house.
So what do you think, Freddie? You game on?
Yeah, let's do it.
Logan, you go.
Yeah, I will.
He's scared. He's like, bring it.
That's Logan.
I want to run the
So
big one
I
first.
just bought a just for shits and giggles up at Menards. I just bought a yard worker, but it's a hedge trimmer.
Is his
I've
name
never
Jose?
seen a hedge trimmer before. What?
Is his name Jose?
No.
Arriba.
So you went behind the hedges with
No,
the trimmer?
it's a brand. It's called Yard Worker. It's a battery power.
So you and a yard worker were behind the hedges.
If you don't stop, I'm gonna trim your hedges.
Whoa! Whoa!
What do you charge?
He does free services.
Free service. Hey, all he wants is that
charity
battery
work.
charge.
wait a minute, Logan. You don't do yard work. You got people that do you.
No,
does your
not
yard.
anymore. I
You
went out,
fired him?
I went out and bought my own lawnmower.
He had
my
a
own weed
Jose.
whacker.
He did.
I had dummies.
You
They're-
let you let Jose go.
Jerry's giving you the signal right now.
Don't do that.
I don't know if I can say this, but did Ice take him? Is that why you had to
They're going quick.
Were they members?
They took Jose.
Were they members of MS-13?
There is the border patrol people around here, though.
That's good.
Keep an eye out.
No, let's just say.
Why are you an illegal?
No, not illegal.
Caldy
Okay, so yeah, let's do it. We'll put it together. Everybody, here we go again. Stay tuned because we're going to come out with a.
So, Ray, why don't you guys say what you think is the best saw? Steel.
Yeah, give us your
whatever.
feedback.
Give us some feedback on it. See what you think, and we'll bring them all.
We'll
out,
bring them all.
and whatever happens, happens.
That'd be
And
fun.
I think
Freddie's going to bring out his wild thing. He said he's got $20 that he can take me.
Okay.
So, I mean,
I'll give you 50.
Both your chains have to be on backwards.
Ooh.
No. The saw has to be disassembled, put together first, and then cut.
Never mind. I retract my statement. I will not challenge you.
I will give Freddie a 3-minute head start.
Well, I think. Wait a minute. I think to really make this fair, Freddie and Logan should have the
I work alone.
competition.
I work
of-
alone.
Well, you're going to be sitting there for at least 3 hours until I
We're
gonna-
going to show you how to do
Yeah,
it.
we'll show you, and
Then
then
you can do it.
But then we're gonna, or should we have them tear?
They could use the goggle while they're doing it.
Yeah, you can
Right.
get on goggle if you want to and try it if you needed to.
goggles.
Google.
Yeah, goggle or the face chat or
I'm lost.
us two,
What is he
whatever you want to
talking
get
about?
on.
What are you trying to say?
Oh.
YouTube, Google, and Facebook?
Bill's getting
That's
tired.
what I said.
Okay.
Isn't that what I said?
Back to reality.
That's what I said, wasn't
The
it?
goggle, yeah.
Yeah,
back to reality.
Yeah, that's what I
Oop,
said.
the
That could
goes
be
gravity.
His song. Could that be his song?
What?
Nah,
Back to
Eminem's
reality.
song?
Yeah.
No, we don't know Eminem. No, we don't know
Nah, I
Eminem.
don't like him either.
I like Eminem.
He's all right.
I like Eminem's too.
All right, so we're gonna have us
Yes.
the chainsaw. What are we gonna call this thing? The chainsaw what?
Contest.
No.
The redneck
Face off.
The redneck chainsaw contest.
Shootout.
No.
Face off.
Redneck
The
round
redneck
table.
round table chainsaw face off.
There's some part of this that sounds
That's
like an
not too bad,
oxymoron,
Freddie.
though.
That was pretty smooth.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, we have a moron here for sure. He's here. Freddie.
Hey, I'm not a
he come up
moron.
with a good name.
It was a good
so-
name, but
Freddie, I'll help you. Don't you worry.
all right.
Be all right.
So that's on. We're doing that one. Okay, that's gonna be that's happening. Okay.
We'll,
So-
we'll hide most of the parts for Jeff's saw, so he won't even be able to assemble it.
Sabotage.
Easy.
Yeah, touching Jeff's saw is like touching his lady. You don't do it.
That's like touching
Draws the
my feet.
line.
Oh, I'm going to touch your saws.
Touching my feet.
Logan said he's putting his nutsack on your chainsaw.
Behind the bush.
I'll even let you put my chain on backwards.
Whoa. What chain are we talking about?
All right, so I mean, is that your piece? Is that what your segment on chainsaws?
That's cool. We'll run with that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Okay. So we good with chainsaws for now then?
Oh yeah. That's good part of
What do you think, Logan?
We could use the Oliver to pull the chainsaw.
I think
for your new song.
I think
I'll bring the new song.
I think the best chainsaw is Craftsman.
Oh no.
You know, back like 20 years ago, I had one of those, and it worked. It was all right.
But what about Cobalt?
They make a gas chainsaw?
I don't think so.
I saw one at Walmart.
A gas?
I guess.
Okay, first off, you never saw a Cobalt at Walmart.
They have a whole section of Cobalt.
No, they don't.
I'm thinking about the.
I have to agree with Crow on that one.
Heart.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what Walmart has. Is heart.
Yeah, heart.
So did you see a heart chainsaw?
Yeah, I did.
So does it have like a heart logo on it?
No, it's just the.
Is it a gas one? Do we need it in a competition?
Oh,
wait! Even better. Why don't we buy the cheapest brand chainsaws and see how long they last?
Well, that might be a while.
Oh yeah, they'll last. It'll last.
The V4 is
But
like the cheapest
wait
one
a
you
second.
can buy.
Let's just get some junk chainsaws. Let's see how long they'll run on 93 octane.
I got
Don't
one.
say regular gas.
Regular gas and E85 with no oil.
How about we do E85 for
Mine-
E20?
Mine was running with just
No.
straight gas.
It's gonna die.
Well,
You
yeah,
need
but I want
five,
to see
it's
which
like-
one will last longer. Which
What-
one
what
gives
about
the best
89?
Lubricity.
89, that's just regular fuel.
Well, 87's regular.
I'm just saying, we're talking like E85, E20, like that's corn fuel.
I can get some diesel fuel.
Wait, the stuff like at Sheets?
Yeah.
I put that in my car once.
How'd it do?
It didn't last very long.
Well, maybe we could get his truck.
No.
Why not?
No, I did it in my old Civic because they had it for like $1 that one day. So,
So how much did that end up costing?
Wait a minute, Jeff. He didn't have Nanny's credit card that day.
shut up.
So you put E85 in your regular Civic.
Was it a
It was
VTEC?
it was a sports Civic.
Was it a
Did it
VTEC?
have a VTEC in it at least?
Yes.
Don't look at me.
Dude, I need to
I had to
send you
think
the
about it.
video, Facebook reel, where the guys are in the VTEC and they're like, this is your buddy in the VTEC, and the speed normer's going like this, and he's jerking back, and the guy in the passenger seat
Looking at him like, what are you doing?
He's going.
No, but I did it the one day, and it was like $1 or something, and I was like, 'cause this is at the time when gas is like almost over $5. So I was like, I got to try this out, see what happens.
So-
it didn't last me more than one day.
So
The car or the fuel?
The fuel.
So the car ran
up
all
to
right?
this point, did you just think you just pull up to the station and whatever's there is fine to go in your car?
No.
He said the car ran all right.
No, the car ran fine. It's just the gas went away in 2 seconds.
What year was it?
2021.
No, it was a flex fuel.
Yeah, it's flex fuel car anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I thought you was talking like a 95 or
No.
As I said, it's not gonna run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But they also told me it would clean out whatever I had in there. So whatever it did after I ran it all the way through, it would clean out all the.
What?
So I don't know. What's in the gas can, but
Goopy?
they told me it helped like the flow for like
The carbon?
burning fumes and stuff in the system.
You should have did half and half.
What do you mean half and half? Like
Half
87 and
Yep.
89
How do you get E20?
or 93? I believe it is.
well, obviously,
87, 93.
obviously it's
Something you bought
the
for $1.
ratio, right?
Yeah.
They're mixing it.
Yeah,
Technically, you
half
can
and
mix it at the pump
My
yourself.
truck will run on E20, but it won't.
That new Ford,
Yeah.
it's a flex fuel
Yeah.
truck, right?
Hey, let me
Some
ask
guys
you,
run
what would
E20s.
happen if you
It'll run
put
on
diesel
I don't think
in a regular
Yeah,
Civic?
well,
Yeah,
if
it
it's,
ain't
if
gonna
it's
work.
a flex fuel ride, right? I mean,
It
does
wouldn't
say
work?
flex fuel on the gas cab.
Well, isn't it
Because
just
other
gas?
guys that can
No,
have
it's
a-
not.
they have
Diesel.
a different pump
It's
too
oil.
on the 85.
Diesel
But we'll
oil?
talk-
Yeah.
Well, it's all
I haven't
technically
seen it
oil
yet, but Billy told me
at
a
some
little
point.
about it.
It's just the refining process of how far they refine it changes it from diesel.
So So if I go to a gas pump right now and I pump out diesel, it's going to be oil.
No.
Oil.
It's a
well,
form
it is.
of it.
It's oil.
Yeah, it's all oil.
It's
based.
oil. It's everything.
But gas is gas.
No,
it's
it's
oil.
oil based.
No,
it
it
just
is.
comes through a process and it is
I
refined.
must be an idiot because that entire.
You need a diesel engine. to run
Well, I
diesel
mean, you
fuel.
put E85 in your 2000 Civic.
Did
Yeah,
you?
but it was a VTEC.
2021. 2021.
Aren't they giving away entries to chemistry class down at Northern now? Can you get those for free?
Well, they were trying to do that, is my understanding. But what ended up happening was a lot of people like Logan and Freddie took the class, and
I didn't put E85
a lot of things,
in my car.
Well, a lot of things.
You don't have a car. That's
Yeah,
why.
around town.
Yeah, dude.
So
Chemistry blows.
2018 Toyota.
Yeah.
CHR.
That's your car?
Yeah, I paid
I'm
for
pretty
it.
sure
Oh,
Freddie right
okay.
now is in the process of being investigated for a meth lab, and it all came from.
Is that the one that
It all
on your property?
It all stemmed from this.
I'll help you, Freddie.
Well, it's right by Jeff's house. It's in those woods.
In his defense, I think it's a really good spot because, Jeff's been known to burn a bumper cover or two in the wood stove.
Easy, edit it out.
You
You have no proof.
Radio edit.
There has been many times that I'm pretty certain that a chimney on a stove smells smoke. And Jeff's looked like.
Easy, stop.
I know.
Stop.
A diesel on propane injection with 60
Stop.
foot of flame coming out of
Stop.
the
That wood,
But anyways, okay,
that
yeah,
wood
so-
smoked. Okay.
Like I said,
It was wet.
yeah. So, anyways, Freddie's under investigation right now about that, so we're not going to.
It was made by Michelin.
It's currently in litigation, so investigation stage too.
But it's not on my property. It's like I said, it's on Jeff's. So I'm gonna pass the investigation on to him eventually. Once we get there.
There's different property between me and you.
Yeah,
Someone
so
else
it's
owns
like
it.
on
you
your
can't
property.
put diesel fuel in your gas cars.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
And you ought to look at it sometime. You go research crude oil. The oil that they're drilling and pulling out of the ground. It starts here, and then they refine it to many different.
Diesel's like at the bottom. It's the last
Pretty
one.
close.
So it's more like a not a liquid. It's more of a solid.
No,
No,
it's still
it's
a liquid,
liquid.
but
But
it's
I'm saying it's heavier than a regular
it's
liquid.
really thick.
Okay.
Yeah, really
Okay.
crude, I guess. And it's kind of neat when you look at that. Like, I do asphalt paving, so the bitumen that's in the asphalt, that's the binder, right, is one of the first products that's refined out of that process. It's a byproduct, right? Everything has a byproduct as they refine it, so there's something left over.
Does our tack have that in it too?
Yes. Yep. Which is interesting. It was interesting to me.
Yeah, some of that goes into making plastic, like little plastic pellets for injection molding, all kind of stuff.
Or BBs.
Everything. It's crazy. It's crazy when you really think
Airsoft.
about like that one thing that we're pulling out of the core, pulling out of the earth, actually is made into that many different things, right?
No, it's used for more than 90% of the products that you touch every day.
Yeah. And most people don't even think of those things.
No.
And they keep pushing this genre that it's gonna run out sometime. The Earth naturally produces it.
No.
It's
You've heard the term fossil fuel, right?
Yeah.
Spit break.
Well, that comes from the thousands of years it takes to produce that stuff and gets buried in the crust of the earth.
So the Earth still naturally creates it though?
It does, but the chances are
The rate that we're removing it is way higher than what it's being recycled, like being remade.
yeah.
I mean,
So-
there is a time that it could.
Yeah, so what's your feelings then on, there's a bunch of different opinions on that. Do you feel like that oil is one of the most abundant minerals that we have? Next to water? I mean, obviously water would be one,
No,
right?
I don't think so.
Right? Has anybody heard those debates, those discussions about that we have so much oil in the earth that it's
I've
like...
heard that, but I mean, I don't. To like versus water now, I don't see.
Well, I'm not saying that it's as
Or
much
you
as
just use that
water,
as an
but it's like the
example.
next most
Well, again,
available mineral that we have.
who knows? Because we
That's
haven't dug deep.
Yeah, I
into the
mean
ocean, you know what I mean?
that's something that would have to be seriously researched.
Oh, I'm sure it has been.
majorly. To just my opinion, I would say no. I mean,
So you don't think anybody out there so far has drilled deep enough through the core of the earth to find the layers?
Like an endless supply of...
Oh, I'm not saying it's an endless supply, but there are people that claim that it is an endless supply.
Yeah, I know that.
You know what I mean?
But
they say that we've just been told that it's not a plentiful because that's their stronghold on the market. So we are charged.
Even if it's a slow rate, it's still naturally produced.
Yeah,
but I mean, what I'm saying is, do you think that it's a matter of, big government controlling the distribution of it and the monetary value of it?
For sure.
Is why they say that we don't have enough?
For sure.
So they could dictate.
I would say that all depends on who's in office, and plus, like Saudi Arabia and all those are the big oil people. Like they control the market in that. And
come on, Campbell. I know your brain's over there spinning. You got something to say about this?
I'm not sure we want to turn this into a scientific redneck conversation at this point in time. To be honest with you,
yeah, I mean you're going down a rabbit hole. For
sure.
This
is. I think.
Oh, let's take a quick ad break here, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Let's give a shot to Simplified Paving. Check them out on Facebook for all their paving needs. Also, check out the High Valley Tree Knockers for any cryptid or Bigfoot conspiracies. So let's get back to the show, guys. Have a good one. Yeah.
Anybody that is somewhat reasonable also believes that us burning this chemical that was stored 5, 10, 15,000 feet under the surface of the earth is certainly not completely healthy for anybody, everybody. And I'm not saying to not burn it. Mm-hmm. But the stories that we've been told, not completely understanding the science behind it.
Right.
Who's to truly know if God put it there, why can't we use it?
Right.
So I kind of lean on that side of it, but when you burn it, what are we actually doing? I mean, none of us are going up there in the stratosphere and looking at things, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, as of right now, I mean, we have some of the cleanest air in this country because of natural gas. You know, back in the day, they burnt coal.
Well, I think you mean in the world, right? Not in the country, like in the world.
Well, China and stuff. I mean,
in California.
But I think we came a long way with it, with refining it and
the coal. Yes, they have. But like you take, that's why everything's so cheap in China, because they have no regulations. I mean, don't burn coal, anything over there. It doesn't matter. They don't have that stuff.
So, okay, so let's go back, Adam. So, in your opinion, what is your opinion then of the measurement that's being taken? We don't know what that is. We haven't went up there. We don't know what damage it's done. So, do you think that it's just what we're told, that it's doing all this damage?
They politicize everything, you know.
Like I said, you can go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I really think it just comes back to the dollar, right? I mean, if you go back to 120, 130, 150 years ago, when the country was really starting to get moving, Industrial Revolution type stuff, the people with the money are controlling the direction and the narrative.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I hate to say it, but we're going to have to be. We don't have to be, but most of us are sheep in that arena where we're just like, well, okay, they're saying this, then there must be some truth to it.
And that's back to where I was saying.
Maybe
it depends on who's in office too, because you have one party that's saying it's all going to everybody's going to die. We need to go to electric vehicles, and then when another person gets in, who cares about that stuff? Drill, baby, drill. I mean, that's my opinion on that.
I certainly agree 100%. You know, having, God, I even hate to say this, having a commander-in-chief like a Donald Trump, who I believe is not beholden to anybody per se, as if the last 2 or 3 administrations, in order to get them there, the person who is capable of being elected has no business of being elected. If you kind of dissect that and think about it a second, it takes so much money and so many people to get them there.
Yeah.
Now they owe all those people something when they get there. Guys like Trump, they don't owe anybody anything when they get there.
Right.
So he is the epitome of a servant for the United States of America. Hey, I'm going to do what I think is best, and hopefully have this group of people around me that they also think, let's do what is best for the American people.
Yep.
Not what's best for
everyone else.
The Rockefellers or...
And just to touch on that, what your meaning is, like you have all these donors that put so much money into these politicians. You know, if they say, hey, we're going to throw you $1 million, but I want this if you get elected. Now, you say $1 million isn't much, but when you run that $20, $30, $40 million towards a campaign with different people involved, yes, it does. It does add up a lot.
It's
just explain what you were saying.
I mean, it's huge. So, back to the whole, fossil fuels, and I don't even know where the heck we were going with all that, but...
Well, it all started because Logan was going to put diesel fuel in his car.
Oh,
way to go, Logan! Now you guys down the rabbit hole.
And he's really never given us any scientific,
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on that, Logan?
What's your opinion?
Help.
Drill. Oil. Yeah. Well, that's just my thought on it. That's really
when I first started trucking, we hauled crude oil. And there was a place up in Pennsylvania, and the guy took me in and says, this is the neatest thing. They take crude oil and heat it up. It would actually, the ash come off it would float. It was like it snowed going north. Mm-hmm. And it was benzene that goes into soap. And it's just the weirdest thing. It's all white, too. And these bats catch it. I thought that was, because it just looked like it just snowed from that stuff. They heated that up, and the ash come off of it was benzene that goes into soap.
Crude oil is supplied to a furnace before the distillation tower, where crude oil is heated and the feed section is the hottest point in the distillation tower and can reach as high as 400 degrees C. Vapor form rise up the tower through a series of distillation stages rise through the tower and the components condense.
Wow. That's how, like we were talking about how much stuff comes from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many applications to everything.
Yep. So we'll lighten it up a little bit, and I'll give you a quick story similar to where Logan was kind of going with a little bit of this stuff. I might have been 17 or 18 years old working in a trucking company, and from time to time, Logan, even truck drivers would have their trucks towed in because they accidentally grabbed the wrong nozzle and put it in the wrong fuel tank, right? So they put gasoline in a diesel truck, and they fire the thing up, and it spits and sputters and eventually dies. And then you turn around and go, oh, shoot, what did I do, right? I realized I put the wrong liquid in the wrong hole.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. So as mechanics, we just get to either pull the tanks off or drain the tanks, and then you got to flush the engine out and change the oil and do all that kind of stuff. Well, now you're left with 150 gallons of fuel. How much of it is diesel fuel and how much of it is gasoline at that point in time?
Yeah.
And so you look at the driver and you go, how much fuel was in the truck when he filled up? And he says, I was on fumes. Well, certainly it's got to be good to put in our cars, right?
Right, yeah. We're driving that in our truck.
So,
back in the day, we'd do it. I know I would.
So 5 or 6 of us, sure enough, we're walking out through the parking lot with, 2 5-gallon cans apiece.
Yep.
Go. Next day, one guy's not there. His truck didn't make it home. 2 guys are 20 minutes late.
Barely.
Here I am, 45 minutes after them. Bang! Boom!
Well, you put a little bit of octane booster in there.
No. And I'm telling you,
clearly there was a little more diesel fuel in there than fumes.
Yeah, and that's so. Immediately I go to one of the drums. I'm like, we're gonna have to figure this out. It takes changing spark plugs at that point in time. We're all draining fuel tanks at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Just so we can get back home. Yeah, that was a little bit of a wreck, but
it's funny you say that you guys did that because Jeff and I both worked at a boat shop for I worked there for a long time. Jeff worked there for a good while too, and a lot of times we get boats that would come in and they'd have water in the fuel, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd always pump all this water, all this fuel out of these things, you know, and put them in the tanks, and then it was kind of a battle.
Wait a few days until you see the water
separate, and, or it was a battle to see who got it. So you just were like, I'm not waiting, I'm dumping it in my car right now because I'm taking it, right? And then, you know, same thing.
Yep.
Sometimes you get lucky, and then sometimes you.
Yeah, I remember a kid that we both know did that, and hurry up and like threw some old fuel that was all mixed up in a container and everything else, and it didn't work out for the car.
I made it. I don't know. I think it was 13 or 14 minutes to get back to Cherry Hill, and I'm going up Cherry Hill, and that's when the symptoms started. I'm wide open, first gear, you know, column shift, right, old square body, on the wood, about 7.5, maybe 8 mile an hour. Kapow! Hey, and it looked like that thing was so far mistuned. Like, you want to talk about rolling coal, buddy? Yeah, we're doing it. About 8 mile an hour. Please just get me home. I mean, all I wanted to do was eat at that point in time.
I'm
right?
sure those
starving.
connecting rods and bearings were like, God damn it!
Thank you.
Oh, that was yeah. So getting to work the next day, telling those stories. There was like 6 of us. It all took the same fuel.
Yeah.
One of them put it in like his wife's, you know, Jeep Cherokee or something, right? That's the one that didn't make it home.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. Needless to say, he didn't get to sleep in bed that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have any vehicles, Crow, that you filled up with diesel / gas, water, all that?
Well, definitely, I think I got some of the water. I don't think I've ever done a diesel. You know, put any diesel in. Do you remember something? Because I don't.
No, I don't. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Like I do remember some water.
Funny story though, down Matlack when I first started trucking, we had the Max, and it was the CHs came in, and we had some of the older Max there. And I'm not, you know, I'm like Logan. I just got into trucking. I'm new, and all of a sudden in the garage, everybody runs. And they're like, it's a runaway. And I'm like, where's it running to?
Can I watch?
Yeah.
And I didn't understand. And I was like, it's going to go. And it was like, whoa, and then it died. But they all ran.
So did it die, or did somebody actually stop it?
Well, they tried to stop it, but then they started running.
Yeah. So I know Adam knows this for sure, how to stop that diesel, and Jeff probably knows how to stop that diesel from running off. And when we talk about runoff, what are we talking about?
Well, the engine's turned off, and it's still firing.
Oh, yeah. So let's go a little more.
That's just what I understand.
Yeah, let's just go in a little
And
more
they'll
deep.
just run to the moon.
Yeah. So our mad scientist over here, let's break it down a little bit more so people can.
Yeah,
really
I mean that's just the way I understand it.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying, and there is
Brings it back to that crude oil is what it does.
Yeah, sure does.
Yeah.
So
spit break.
spit break, yeah.
This has been a long.
Yeah. So essentially, what's happening is.
I'm assuming we're dealing with a turbocharged engine at this point in time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're injecting engine oil into this thing instead of diesel fuel at that point in time.
And we kind of have a mixture, right?
Yeah.
You know, we got a mixture, and what usually is leading up to that? Like, what caused that to happen usually?
Jerry stuffed his sock in the air box.
Yeah, that's where
and
it
then,
went. That's a given.
And then after it got hot enough and got sucked into the turbo, it probably destroyed a seal on the impeller side. And then once that seal ruptures, you have a oil line that's under whatever the pressure is of the oiling system of the engine, and now you've taken an additional injector that is now engine oil instead of a diesel fuel injector.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the most common.
That kind of clears it up, but I didn't know what it was. I just know.
So I'm making light of it a little bit, but that's the most common way
of
of turbo.
Half a Nike sock out of that, you think?
Probably the swoosh usually lives,
Uh-huh.
and I've seen.
Jerry, what kind of socks do you have to destroy a turbo?
Nike.
So yeah, I mean I'm making light of it a little bit, but typically that's when they're running away, they're sucking engine oil
somehow,
from
yeah.
somewhere.
And if it's
yeah.
a non-turbo, it's usually a oil
Piston
ring
rings.
issue, piston rings. Yeah, the oil's getting past,
Yeah.
getting on top of the piston.
Yeah.
And it's,
Well, how do you shut it off?
I mean, there's only one way to shut them down when they start, unless they grenade themselves or they run out of their source.
Now, let me ask you a question. If they
How do you put
grenade
a fire out?
I'm asking you guys. I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, typically.
Yeah, what would you take away from a fire to make it go?
Just water, I guess.
No, take away from a fire.
Oh, the oxygen.
Oxygen, yeah. So really,
And
You gotta find your socks in a hurry. You know what I mean? And you gotta smother this bitch.
That's not a safe thing to do.
yeah, and generally, you
No.
know, when it happens, if you could find something and you have room to get into it, you know, something a little more rigid, like a piece of plywood or something that you could throw on it would be, you know, optimum, because if you shut it down, you really wouldn't tear a whole bunch of stuff up. But you'll see a lot of guys just, what's the first thing they grab?
Towel.
They grab a towel or a rag.
It
and they
sucks it in there and eats that some bitch.
thing up, yeah. And now,
So the propellers are just.
it's
you eats it.
It's a blender.
Yeah, it just
You know,
eats it.
it's a
Only thing I seen Adams, them guys running, and I think I did see one guy knew what he was doing because he was an old time
He
mechanic.
might have tried, yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, just
Once
I-
that
I
hits
was
10
not-
grand,
Yeah, I was
I'm not
naive,
gonna
and I
shut
just
the
went.
air off.
I just went. Yeah.
Walk out, pull the door behind
Jerry
you.
had a sock to throw this one in there. I'll stop it.
Yeah, we'll let that one simmer a little while. I'll be back.
Little hydraulic lock with that
Yeah.
sock.
Yeah.
Now, if anybody's wondering what that is, look it up on YouTube. Runaway diesel. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
if you don't
it's-
know what we're talking.
Well, and the only one that I had a hand in trying to kill. Usually, those old ones that do run away, they have multiple issues. So the one that I tried to kill, while it just had started, and I'm like, and you know, I did manage to grab a fender cover. I'm holding that some bitch and it's still. The intake was leaking so damn bad it didn't matter what I shoved in that thing.
And that's when you run.
Oh, I thought shit. When I realized
I'd be like,
it was getting worse, I'm like, what is going on?
well, that's, you know,
Yeah.
it's funny, you know, because I had the privilege of being around multiple episodes of that.
Really?
Growing up,
Yeah.
My dad had
That's
an
true,
old bulldozer
I remember that.
that we actually had a can that was made just to throw over the intake
When it does it.
when it would run away.
Yeah.
And my first experience with it, you know, I think I was probably 12 or 13 years old, and I'm running this thing, and I'm probably an okay operator at this point in time because I've been running stuff for a while, and I'm pushing some dirt with this thing, and it's an old 440 John Deere crawler loader, and I'm moving along, and all of a sudden she just decides
She wants to move a lot of
I
dirt.
wanna go faster.
Yeah.
and she just
It
started-
turned into a D9.
yeah, she just went through the roof, and I'm freaking out, and I'm trying to put the bucket in the ground to stop the thing, and the old man's screaming at me because I'm going to break the final drive assembly out of it because it can't handle that, and I'm trying to pull the cover off the air intake to get this stupid can on there, and yeah, it was an ordeal, and it was a regular occurrence. We didn't have enough money to put a motor in it. So
that one just needed rings.
yeah, she needed a little rebuild
Okay.
job on her. You know what I
Was
mean?
there like a 30-minute run time?
Yeah. This one
So you kind of figured it out. You had a stopwatch. It was like,
Yeah,
we're kind of on 28 minutes. We got to get ready. So,
Well, I'm fairly certain that particular time it completely ran out of fuel and had sucked all the oil out of the crankcase and shut down. And that was the last time it ran. Like,
And you hear it.
Yeah, we actually put a motor in it after that. But
I do have one question for you, Adam. With all these new trucks, I drive a new truck. I got a DD15. All this new emission, DEF. Could that
garbage.
happen? Can that happen to a truck today? With all this new emission shit on it? Like DEF?
Well,
You know what I mean?
Are you meaning like the DEF to make it?
No, I'm saying
Run
all the
away.
new emissions that the truck's got, they're closed in now.
Yeah,
You say it takes oxygen to make a runaway truck.
yeah,
But would it happen to these new trucks
it
today?
still can, but being that now that they have so many digital controls on them,
yeah, that's what I was
it would just sit there and puff at 2800 or something. Just sit there and go and it could live like that till it runs out of oil. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like he says, I think that's part of it too. And then
but
most
the other
now is electronic. Everything's electronic.
Drive by wire when it realizes, hey, this I'm
they're
saying
gonna
it
shut
should be
down.
off.
They're
Yeah.
gonna shut it off, and they're built that way now, so they wouldn't kill themselves.
Yeah, I know, but it always happened to the older trucks, like you said, the older.
That's because they had mechanical pumps in them to where you couldn't shut them down. If the motor was turning, the pump was turning.
Well, even if you shut the pump off, I mean that's kind of what we're talking about. Right? Even if you shut the fuel pump off, it doesn't care at that point in time. But a digitally controlled engine management system, there's so many redundancies of looking at a throttle shaft, right? It's looking at that pump shaft and goes, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be closed right now. I'm closed, and I'm still seeing 2,800 RPM. What the hell's going on? And then
limp mode kicks in.
Yeah, they're gonna do everything. They're gonna start changing cam timing and everything else to try to curb this thing. But
I mean, it is a good question because we got knock sensors, we got all kinds of stuff.
Are you driving an automatic truck now? Or
yes, I love it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Well, I use manual because we haul liquid, so I can control the liquid a lot better. Yeah. But believe it or not, I told Ryder that I can teach that transmission because it has safe modes in it.
You're like AI.
Mm-hmm. And you can, more you do with that transmission, more RPMs, it lets you do more and more. In other words, downshift at 65 or some such an RPM. When they're new, they don't do that. They have safe modes all the way till certain, till they get there. And I showed Ryder that I can smooth this truck out, and I did. I trained the truck how to drive towards my habits. And they said that we never heard of that, but when they got my truck, the newer trucks are getting 5.4. I'm getting 7.3 because I'm learning how to drive it. So.
Yeah, they're just adaptive.
How many gears is that automatic?
12. Actually, the last two they call split gears. You can run it right in 11th, but the 12th is more like an overdrive.
Does it have a 2-speed rear end in it too, or not?
No, now you're talking. Mm-hmm. I don't. I know some of the transmissions are Allisons. I know there's some different ones. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, Adam, when I haul liquid, I thought manual's the way to go because I was just so used to it. When I got into the liquid automatic, when you come off the exit, you can keep downshifting and just hold the brake in. There's no slosh. I just can control it all the way to the with the manual. As soon as you shift, it's like hitting a brake and bam, it just hitting you.
And the exhaust brake's probably a lot smoother.
Yeah, a lot
that
smoother.
Thing too, right?
Yeah. And on the whole time.
Yeah. The thing about it, I never thought I like it automatic, but I wouldn't get rid of it for nothing. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, but I do run it in manual, so.
Yeah. All right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us today, guys. Anybody got anything else on their mind?
That's definitely interesting.
Some food.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
All right, well.
Hey, Freddie, where's our pizza?
You have one jaw, Freddie.
Yeah, we want to give a shout out to Semper Fi Paving out of Bridgeport, Ohio. Check those guys out for all your paving needs. The Pine Room Podcast, again, thanks those guys a lot for helping us out, get this thing going. And the High Valley Tree Knockers. Go check them out on Facebook. Like and subscribe. We'll see you guys later.
If there's anybody from the Lions Den watching, yeah, we could probably use a little help.
See you guys later.
See ya.
Hey guys, hope you guys enjoyed the podcast today. Please remember to like and subscribe on YouTube and to follow us on Spotify. Hope you guys have a good one. Yeah.
It's a cold one high, this is where we belong. In the backwoods, where the wild hearts play, living like the redneck